Hello everyone and welcome to my Flosstube, where I'm going to recap everything that I stitched in the month of May 2026. So this month was by far my most successful month, but don't get your hopes too high. I don't really get to stitch a lot because well, for the first part of the year I had school, and then in May I finished and I had more time to stitch. So that's why it's my most successful month. But it's still, I know there's people that do 1,000 stitches a day, and that is not what's happening here. I want it to be. Maybe someday I'll get there, maybe by the end of the year. But for now, we are celebrating the small wins and little progress that we get. So I have my notes here, that's why I'm looking over there. And this month I got 4,654 stitches, and I stayed 19 days, which is pretty good. And I also worked on 7 different projects, which I think is all of them actually. My most successful week was that week where I did the wheel spins because I was doing the video and because I really wanted to get a new start. I have been doing the wheel spins since then, but they haven't been as many stitches. I think that week I got 2,190 stitches, and the other weeks I just got 1,000 stitches because I wasn't aiming for a new start, and maybe also because I wasn't recording. I don't know, both things influenced it, I guess. This month we got a new start and a finish. I can't show you the finish because it's a gift for someone who may watch this, but I can show you everything else. And I'm going to start with my oldest project, I think my oldest project, or the first one that I have on the spreadsheet, and that is going to be Birth of Venus. And the art is by Bag, and it was charted by Thread Geeks, but is now retired. So I worked on this for 6 days, and I added, lets me see, 1,037 stitches. So it is now sitting at 13,704 stitches, which is about 10%. And I mentioned in my WIP parade how I was working on it like 10 by 10 diagonals, but I actually switched it to just diagonal because I find it easier to just go. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, I'm really liking diagonal. I feel like maybe I'm just seeing more progress because there's more like filled up here, and like down the page it's just, I don't know how to explain it. I just like how it looks. And the process, it is lower, but I'm enjoying it, so I'm good with it. Oh, and this is 18 count 2/1 full cross. My next project to show you is Rose Library by Ivy Dolomore and Unconventional Cross Stitch, but it's also retired. And I only worked on this one 2 days out of the month. During that week that I did, I have a video on it. I am now sitting at 3,087 stitches, which is still 1%, but I added 211 stitches this month, 10 stitch on 25 count. So there we go. Not a lot of things have changed with this one since the wheel spins video, but still good progress to celebrate the small things, I guess. It's just not really a focus at the moment. The next project I have is The Internet Makes Me Sad from Studio Paca, and I think it's also retired at the moment. All my charts are probably retired because I just collect them and I don't start them until way later. But this is what we have now. I worked on it 3 days during that, again, that weekly wheel spins video that I did. I added 400 stitches, and it is now sitting at 1,300, which is 5-ish%. This is 3/1 on 14 count from DMC dyed fabric. I don't have very accurate numbers for this, so I will take the percentage with a grain of salt because I don't really know how much it is. It's basically a digital paper chart. That's what I'm calling it because it doesn't go into Pattern Keeper or markup easily. I don't know why. So I'm just using good notes and using my pencil to just mark them as done, as if it were a pattern, a paper pattern. Yeah, I'm loving the colors on that one. It's so pretty, and I'm hoping this month maybe to get to the bottom of the pattern, and then we can start a new column soon. That would be fun. My next project that I have to show you is basically the only that I completed the little goal that I had for it, which was to complete the motif of my Schitt's Creek sampler, which I did. Look at that. I literally finished it last night. I put in 200 stitches yesterday just to complete it because I wanted to get it done during the month, and my cat is just doing stuff, sorry. She's distracting me. I wanted to get it done during the month, and I realized that it was the last day of the month, so I had to sit down and crank them out. I think this is the project that I worked on the most this month because, again, I wanted to finish the little motif. I don't know if you saw that. She's crazy. I worked on this 9 days out of the month, and I added 1,031 stitches. It is now sitting at, where is it? 3,259 stitches, which is about 6% of the way. And this is 2x1 and 18 count fabric from Michaels. I've actually been looking into other types of fabric, especially hand-dyed fabric, because I'm kind of interested in starting non-full coverage pieces with pretty patterns, sort of like the internet makes me sad, but more, especially from Needle Lot Designs. I've been seeing a lot of her because she just came out with a book, and I've been seeing a lot of her stuff, and I'm obsessed with them and I want them. But oh my god, dyed fabric is so expensive, and plus the shipping to Canada is kind of crazy. So now I'm thinking I'm gonna have to start dyeing my own, which is a whole other thing to get into. But yeah, little fun fact, I guess. Then the next project that I have to show you is Winter by Eflana Studios. I never know if I'm saying the name right. And also, it's not studios, it's illustrations. I keep doing that. And it was started by Thread Geeks, but it's now retired. And this is the chart that got the least amount of work this month. I worked on it 2 days, and it added 205 stitches. So now it is sitting at 1,006 stitches, which is, I think it's still less than 1%, but it's getting up there. I think it's like 0.70 or something like that. This is also my first and only 28 count at the moment, and I'm working on a 10 stitch color completion with 310. My god is just being crazy. Something I forgot to mention is that I tend to work on each project in different ways or different methods. So this one is color completion. This one, the internet makes me sad. We're just doing a column, and then we're gonna go to the sides to do more columns. Schitt's Creek I'm doing by motif, hopefully. Rose Library is my go anywhere, travel anywhere piece, and it's kind of overwhelming for me. So I just pick a color and then go wherever it takes me. And then Birth of Venus was my diagonal 10 by 10s, and now it's just diagonal from the top to the bottom. I specify that because I started a new project this month that I wanted to do diagonally because I just like how it looks. I find diagonal so interesting. I like the image progression, and you can see it blossom. And I've never done a diagonal before, so I had to do a little research. I looked it up and watched some tutorials for this, and honestly I'm kind of obsessed. So my new start, I'm so happy with it. Let me see. I worked on it 7 days, so one of the highest in the month. I started during that week of wheels video that I did, and I have 951 stitches on it out of 85,750, and this is 25 count 1/1, and I'm working on it diagonal up. Look at those colors. I love it. It's so much pink and I'm obsessed with it. So I had this scroll frame. I got it as a gift, either a Christmas or a birthday gift, I think maybe 2 years ago. And I always struggle to have a project on it because my other projects that I have, the fabric is just like overflowing and I couldn't figure out how to do it. This is the first and only project that actually fits within the frame. So I was so happy that it actually fit on this and I can kind of use it. I say kind of because this thing is broken, I think, and it's not actually tightening as much as it should. The little screw keeps coming off the more that I try to tighten it, so it's not as tensiony as I would like. I'm trying to find alternatives of what I can do. I know some people put clips on the fabric here to pull them, but I don't know what those are called. I have to do more research on that. So I have this scroll frame and I sometimes put it on this stand and it's nice to work on it because I don't have to hold it. But yeah, for this one I am working diagonal going up. Lots of pinks. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I think I'm gonna do 4 rows and then I'm going to do it in like that column, that row until the other side, and then I'm going to start the diagonal again, just because I was trying to see if I do it like truly diagonal all the way. First of all, it doesn't fit on the scroll frame, and second of all, I just think it's going to be more chaotic than I would like it to be. And then the second project that I haven't mentioned is just one of the gifts that I was working on. I finished it. It's only 1,000 stitches, but it took me forever. And now I have 2 more to work on. And mind you, these were Christmas gifts for last year that I still haven't finished just because I keep running into so many different issues that I have to either start over, find something new, or just takes me a while. So I don't know if I should give them to my family in July and do like a little Christmas in July, or if I should just hold on to Christmas this year because we're basically already there. By the time that I finish them, it's probably gonna be like October or something. And in other things to note, I got myself 3 nerd hoops of different sizes and I'm obsessed with them. I like that they are square, like a Q snap, a Q frame, whatever, but also they are much thinner so I can use it on my other stand that I have because I can't use the Q snaps on that because they keep falling off. But with this one, I can use them. I also love that they're so much easier to tighten up and remove because that was my main issue with regular hoops. I actually hate regular hoops and it's a pain for me to close them, but this is so much easier and I'm loving it so far. And I know that this is a shorter Flosstube than most people do because I don't have that many projects maybe, and I'm going through them maybe a little fast, but I also don't really have that many goals to share with you now. Yeah, I don't know, I just want to stitch, I want to have fun. I decided that okay, so one of my overall goals is to have multiple projects by the same artist, 2 projects by the same artist, but I'm not allowed to start another one by an artist that I already have one whip until I have one whip from every other artist, if that makes sense. So by starting Hot Springs, did I even mention what this was? Oh my god, this is Hot Springs from Hot Spring from Mrs. Butter D and Unconventional Cross Stitch. I can't believe I didn't mention it. I was just so excited to show you that I completely forgot. So starting this marks the last of the artists on my list, and then now I can start a project from an artist that I already have a different project from. Does that make sense? So my goal is to have 2 Chris O'Buck projects, 2 Ivy Dolmer projects, 2 Mrs. Barty projects, 2 Elf Lannis illustrations. I think those are all the ones that I have that are repeatable because my Studio Pocket one and my Schitt's Creek one. I don't have more projects from those same artists. So now I'm free to start any artist again, except that I think I want a few rules. First of all, I think I want to complete a whole row of pages before I start. Oh, wait, no, because I still have my Margaret Morales that I have to start. I have 3 projects from her, and I've been wanting to start the what's it called, mini sleeps with butterflies, she sleeps with butterflies, something like that. So I have to start that, and then after I start my Margaret Morales, then I can have a second from every artist. But as I was saying, my rule I think is going to be having like a full row or a full something completed before I start another project. For example, with winter, since it's color completion, maybe once I finish this color, I can start another project from Elflana Studio Illustrations. I keep doing that. For Hot Spring, for example, I have to finish maybe up to here, or maybe the whole, maybe up to here, and then I'll be able to start another Mrs. Butterdee, if that makes sense. Same with Birth of Venus. I would like to get to the end of the top pages and finish that before I start another one. That's just something that I'm thinking about. I'm not married to that idea yet. But what I'm trying to get at is that my goals will be just to get to those ends, to maybe get closer or hopefully get a few new starts sometime this month or next month. And then another goal that I have, it's kind of another general goal. Like I said, this was my most successful month at 4,600. Wait, was it 600? 4,600 stitches. That is the most I have stitched in a single month this year. And in June, I would like to challenge that. I would like to try and get 10,000 stitches across all my projects. That's kind of big because it's over double what I got last month. So I don't know. I just like to try challenges with whole numbers to try and motivate myself to get them, to keep stitching every day. But it's not the end of the world if I don't get there. I just want to see if I can. And if I can't, I want to see how close I can get. Maybe 5,000 stitches. That will be more than last month. And still respectable, I would say. Not that getting less than 5,000 stitches is bad. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But yeah, that is it for my quick and short and hopefully sweet Flosstube. All the projects that I'm working on. And yeah, I'm excited to see what progress we get in a month's time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching up to this. I had a great time and I sure hope that you did too. Bye!